OUHSD employees. As I mentioned, we're going to jump right into this, so if I can have the presentation of colors presented by Wainimi High School.
Up, right, 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 up, 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 coming on, up, face, present, colors.
Another round of applause for the Oxford High School Marching Band under the direction of Mr. I'd like to introduce you at this time to our Board of Trustees. Board President, Mr. Wayne Evans. Board Vice President, Mr. John Alamillo. Board Clerk, Ms. Socorro Lopez Hansen. Member, Dr. Gary Davis. Member, Dr. Stephen Hall. And at this time, I'd like to call Mr. Wayne Edmonds to give you a welcome from the board.
Good morning. Good welcome to the 2013-2014 school year. Last week I had the opportunity of attending the new teacher luncheon. I met over 50 new teachers. They bring enthusiasm, vim, vigor, and vitality to the district. Today I look at a group of veteran, experienced teachers. And I thank you for being here. You know, last year we talked about testing and our improvements in testing scores. Regardless of the facilities, the equipment, the systems, the technology, the difference is made in the classroom. And I want to thank you for your efforts on behalf of students. Good morning.
As President Edmonds mentioned, we had a record-breaking incoming class of new teachers this year, 52, the largest class in 9 years. So I would like to recognize those. I know they'll be recognized at each respective site, but right now, if you're a new teacher in the Oxford Union High School District, please stand. Let's give these teachers some more. Okay, we're going to continue with the talent showcase of the Oxford Union High School District. Next, we have the Adolfo Camarillo High School Cheer.
First places are online, taking trophies and everything.
Last spring, principals at your sites and supervisors at the district office recognized a handful of individuals. It was called the Call to Service and Courage to Lead Award and going above beyond the call of duty. These individuals at their respective sites, their principals felt they deserved extra recognition for going above and beyond. When I call your name, can you please stand? From Adolfo Camarillo High School, Lori Prestera and Linda Westbrook. From Channel Islands High School, Daniel Lucas and Janie Lopez. From Frontier High School, Mary Jerez and Mike Falcone. From Wainini High School, William Hayes and Nancy Wager. Oxnard High School, Cameron Salehi and Terry Lopez. Pacifica High School, Lene Howe and Brian Huizinga. Rio Mesa High School, Mary Clayton and Ruben Martinez. Condor High School, Tamara Herring. Oxnard Adult School, Roosevelt Beckett. And the award given by the district office, Oscar Hernandez. Now going above and beyond the call of duty, we have Mike Rocco, Network Administrator. Ken Buckman, Network Administrator. And Douglas Campbell, Network Administrator. Ventura Orhan, Desktop Support Technician. Joseph Zapata, Facilities. And Alex Navarro, Grounds. Okay, we'll continue showcasing the OUHSD talent with Channel Islands High School Raiders Co-Ed. All right, next, Guanini High School's mariachi.
La fiesta charra, fiesta del sol. Los charros valientes traen con sus cantos la vocación. El caripeo comienza que huele a surco y a tradición. Remedio de la faena, más admirada de admiración. Bonito es el jaripeo, y canto su animación. Quiero montarle un toro, pa' que me mire mi amor. Upayupaliu, upayupaliu. Yo quiero montarle un toro, pa' que me mire mi amor. Ay, ay, ay.
Well, that's a tough act to follow, but I'm sure he'll do great. Next, your OUHSD president, Mr. Wes Davis.
They didn't tell me I was on. It was mid-conversation. Boy, that's a tough act to follow. That was unbelievable, man. I tell you that the talent we have in this district really blows me away. These kids, you know, that we serve, and a little more wholesome than the VMAs, I might add. So that's good. That's good. So, hey, I just wanted to speak to you guys for a few moments. It's just wonderful to see y'all here. It is a little early. I know I challenged Dr. Smokian last year to start a little earlier next year. I should have emphasized I was kidding. But we're here nonetheless, so it's good. It's good. That more time on our sites. So, hey, I just want to say, I am, for one, just excited that last year is behind us. Okay. And that is because that had to have been one of the toughest years in my career, and it was the end of probably the worst 5 years in public education that anybody in the state can remember, okay? And we turned the corner and we survived. And we not only just survived these just terrible years, we actually won too. We fought back and we won some battles. We fought back against the attacks on public employees. We fought back against those who want to defund and privatize our public schools. We passed Prop 30, which would, if it didn't pass, it would have led to devastating cuts that would have destroyed and been the beginning, I believe, of the dismantling of public education in the state. And we fought back and we won that battle. And I'm going to prove to you that we did win these battles. As I just mentioned, we passed Prop 30. Do you think Prop 30 would have passed if the voters in the state did not believe that we were doing a great job, that we deserve all the resources, their children deserve all the resources that this state could bear? It would have not passed if we did not have the support of parents and voters in this state. And the second is this. You know, right before school starts, there's always a lot of surveys. They do all this polling, and there's all these articles, back to school articles and stuff. Most of them are forgettable. But I read one that was actually pretty interesting. And it was actually just surveys, public surveys on how they feel about, how the voters feel about public education in this country. And this is something we don't even hear about in the debate about public education. Voters in 2 surveys were asked, or voters, parents who have children in public schools, they were asked, how do you feel, 2 questions, how do you feel about, how would you rate your public school that your child attends, and how do you rate your teacher? 71% of respondents said that they would rate their public school as an A or a B. They gave it a grade. Now this is the number I think is staggering. 82% of respondents rated their child's teacher as excellent. As excellent. Do we ever hear that? Do we hear this in the public discourse in the media? This is what parents actually think, the people who actually have kids in public schools, how they think about you, okay? The educators. And so what was important about this survey is this. It's proof that we have not lost the sacred trust that exists between teachers and parents. We still have it. It's important. Parents have our backs, and this is the point I really want to emphasize. Parents have our backs. They're the ones who passed Prop 30. They knew what we do. They knew that what we do for their students has value and their children. And what we need to do, though, is we need to continue to foster and strengthen the sacred trust. Because without doing that, we could lose some future battles. And look at my notes here. To do this, though, we have to be willing to listen to parents. And this is the other part. We have to listen to what parents want. They're our greatest ally, and our greatest ally needs to have our ear as well. And we're going to continue to do that by reaching out to them, by engaging them. Take every opportunity that you have. I know it's tough because the demands of our students are such that there's only so many hours in the day. But we need to make sure that we are continually engaging and communicating with our parents, our students' parents, and our communities. And here's the thing, they want to hear from us. They want to know how they can help. And they want to know how they can help their local schools and their children and make sure they're successful. Parents know we are the experts. Not the politicians in Sacramento or DC or folks like Michelle Rhee that believe the answer to public education is more testing, which, I mean, what planet is she living on? More testing. So we know what the real problems facing public education are, okay? And it's not the need for more testing. Parents, what we want, and that's quality public education that works for everyone, educators, parents, students, and communities. If we lose this trust, this relationship with the parents, we will lose our collective voice in the current and ongoing battles over the direction of public education. If the critics of public education are able to drive a wedge between parents and us, we will lose the foundation, the very foundation of our power, which is that alliance between educators, school employees, and parents. So I want to just leave you with this. If parents have our backs, and they continue to have our backs. Our ideas will win the day, and we will win the fight for quality public education in the state. Thank you very much. I hope you have a fantastic year. Good luck tomorrow. Go get them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Next, we have our Pacifica High School Tritons Advanced Dance class. Next, President of our Educational Foundation, Dr. Cynthia Herrera.
Good morning. First, I'd like to thank everyone here for all that you do. Most of us are where we're at because of a teacher like you. Give yourself a big round of applause. Come on, give yourself an applause. The Educational Foundation for the Oxnard Union High School District is here to support you in your classrooms. The premise is Prop 30 passed. We have a window of opportunity over the next 3 to 4 years to really look at what we're doing in classrooms to support you as teachers. Our foundation is here to raise money for you and students. Student success is our #1 priority. Most of you don't know, but I started out as a teacher many years ago, and there are some of you in here that I worked with 30 years ago. And so I know what it means to be a teacher. I know how difficult it is in the classroom, and I know the dedication it takes to be a great teacher. Because of that, I currently work at Oxnard College, and I am the director of the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. Working with students from your district coming to Oxnard College, I recognized it's very important that we reach down and we start working with the students in the high school. Therefore, when I was asked to be president of this foundation, I gladly accepted. It is a true dedication of looking to make our future leaders. We all are going to be in a rest home someday. We all are going to need a doctor, a nurse. We all are going to need someone to care for us. And the students that are in our classroom right now, they are the ones that are going to be by our bedside. Remember that as you teach them. Okay. First and foremost, we have a couple goals for the upcoming year. We're looking at raising funds. We want to integrate industry into our education, and we want industry to become part owners with us in education. We know that the future is technology. Whether we like it or not, the technology is coming into the classrooms. At Oxnard College, we currently integrate a lot of the iPads and the tablets, and so we want to bring that to your classrooms also. So we're going to be looking at furnishing your classrooms so that your students have tablets to learn the technology that's going to be needed in their future, in their education. Then we want to work with you and making sure that you feel comfortable with everything that you're going to be challenged with in the future. I know that professional development is something that we all talk about, but it's something we really want to integrate. So whatever funds that we do raise, and we're looking to raise a lot of funds, so if you have any wealthy relatives out there, let us know. We want to know. We want to raise funds to support you in the classroom. Okay? And our future of working together is very important. I thank you very much for offering me the opportunity to work with each and every one of you, and I look forward to a very successful and fruitful upcoming year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Herrera. Next we have the Rio Mesa High School Musical Ensemble. Applause for you, the staff that makes things happen every day. Thank you. Next, Dr. Gabe Samakian, Superintendent of the Oxnard Union High School District.
Thanks, Dr. Elias. Thank you. Hey, if these students don't give you chills and inspire us for this year, I don't know what can. We can pretty much stop right now and head on out because that's the students. Let's give them a round of applause, okay? Thank you. Appreciate all the efforts, everyone getting here early and be ready to go. This is really an exciting year, and I really am looking forward to it, and I know you are, and I appreciate the words that Wes Davis mentioned about, you know, last year was certainly, at this time, thinking about Prop 30 and where we're going, where we're heading, and where we are today, we're certainly a much, much better place. One of the things I want you to do right now is I want you all to stand up. I want you all to stand up, get some exercise here. And I want you to put your right hand up in the air, and find the person next to you and give them a high five and hold on to that. Okay.
Boom.
Hold on for a second. And here's what I want you to tell them. What I want you to tell them is, I want you to tell them this is going to be an amazing year, and I'm going to help you. There's really a different approach of how we move forward and how we look at some of the exciting programs, technology, Common Core, all the things. And the kind of thinking that we have to have is certainly different than traditional thinking. So if we can play the moonshot thinking, I appreciate it. So when John F. Kennedy said we're going to send a man to the moon, we had no idea how to do it. We've never done it before. When Martin Luther King, I believe it's tomorrow, 50th anniversary, said, I have a dream, and a whole movement started 50 years ago. Well, we have a dream. We have the ability to take our wonderful kids and move them forward. And we have to look at the kind of thinking that we have in terms of how do we do something that we've never done before? How do we implement the technology? How do we implement the Common Core? How do we work together? And it takes everyone coming together as an interdependent on one another to support one another. So those are the types of things that we need to look at. Our jobs are really complicated. They're really hard. Teaching is a hard profession, and we're doing amazing things every year. And I will tell you, you cannot do it by yourself. I cannot do it by myself. We all have to work together. The challenge that we have is there's so many things we have to work on that sometimes we lose focus. So one of the things I want to share with you, and I'm going to ask the administration staff to come up here and share with you, what's the one thing that we're going to focus on? What's the one thing that you can focus on such that doing it, everything else would be easier or even unnecessary? There are so many things that we're trying to accomplish. There's so much pressure on us, but helping us focus on that one thing. So there you go, we got the right slide up. Thank you very much. So the one thing I believe that I need to focus on as a superintendent is to help increase classroom visitation by staff. And why is that important? Because I think it's when we go out there and learn how teachers are implementing 21st century learning, Common Core, when we visit other classrooms, whether it's a teacher or anyone else, we learn from each other. We see the best practices that are going on in the classroom, and that's how we engage ourselves. That's how we learn. So I'd like to ask the directors to come up here and have them read their one thing. And so directors and executive directors, come on up here. And we'll try to move this right along. So Mr. Kango.
Good morning. The one thing for special ed is the movement of the IEP clerks to the 2 locations, and this will change everything we do in special education and also impact across divisions.
The one thing I will do is be more visible and accessible on all campuses. Why? To provide improved customer service so that any HR issues you have can be addressed sooner than later.
The one thing I will be promoting this year is in-time specific genuine feedback by teacher or peer, why it accelerates learning and increases student achievement.
I always wanted to be drafted, so I'm representing the Building F. The one thing that I will continue to do this year is to be an active listener. And it's important for our office to be an active listener to get a better understanding of the resources you need from our office. We want to make sure we're obtaining information, listening to understand, and listening to learn.
Mine is not displayed, but mine is instructional walkthroughs. And why? Because it is so critical to maintain and exceed instructional strategies to promote ongoing and significant professional growth and to benefit students and teachers.
The one thing I'm going to work on this year is implementing early intervention opportunities on all campuses for all students so that we can ensure the academic achievement and make sure that we have good attendance and good attitudes. Thank you.
Good morning. Central to the success of high-achieving schools is a collaborative culture focused on teaching and learning. Teaching is what teachers do, and learning is what students do. Why? Collaboration is used to look at data and make academic decisions that will improve student achievement. Collaboration is also used for teachers to craft agreements and get in common to ensure equal access to the same curriculum. Common pacing, common formative and summative assessments, and common standards. Have a good year, everybody. Thank you.
Good morning. At Oxnard Adult School, we serve over 6,000 adults every year. They come voluntarily and they come because they have a need. We are going to focus on student persistence because life often gets in the way for our students. And students who can persist and stick with their educational efforts are students whose needs are met and who have the greatest opportunities for growth.
Good morning. Good morning, CI. Good morning, everybody. This year, we're going to focus at CI on empowering teachers and students to build relationships and leadership capabilities. We really need to empower our students to take ownership of their learning. Why do we do this? Because the best thing that we can do is prepare our students to be successful, not just to graduate, but to be successful to be in our community. Why do we do this? It's an honor. It's so humbling to work alongside with you because you love, once you walk into that classroom, we love our students, and that's what we do for a living. The biggest smile, and with your heart.
Morning, everyone. Morning, Vikings. Vikings on 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Along with the faculty and staff, we're going to continue transforming Hueneme High School into a place where we can teach, learn, teach, and interact with mutual respect through building relationships. Why? Why do we do this? Because it is the right thing to do.
Good morning. Oxnard High School, we use things called buzzwords. First because we're the Yellow Jackets and we buzz, but also because our principal looks like Buzz Lightyear, strikingly so. So our buzzwords are going to be safe, clean, kind, learn. The reason we're going to do this is because we're going to build relationships with staff, students, and stakeholders, and we're going to do this because it's the right thing to do, and it is the time. Now, Oxnard High School has been around for 100 years. People have been copying us for 100 years. So you remember this. You've used this at other schools. CPR, everyone put your right hands up. Okay. Safe, okay. You can lock it. Safe. Clean, wax on, wax off. Okay. Kind, you gotta smile. And then learn. Okay. Safe, clean, kind, learn. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our house. But the one thing I will do is to continue to encourage the heart with all stakeholders, including providing my teachers with the necessary support to implement the Common Core state standards and to create and maintain productive, positive learning communities. Why? Because what we do is hard and extremely important for the success of our students and our community, and we can do it. Have a great year. It's going to be awesome. Thank you.
I want to start off with admonishment to the principal of Hueneme High School, who stole the motto of Rio Mesa High School in saying that a place to learn, teach, and interact with mutual respect. I know he was there at one time, but that did not give him permission to steal that off the wall of Rio Mesa High School. The one thing that we are going to do at Rio Mesa High School this year, which we believe will allow us to focus on that and not necessarily have to focus on some other things, because this will create an environment at Rio Mesa High School that will result in student success. We are looking at customer service, and not customer service in the fact that we are friendly to people in the front office, but customer service in the fact that we are serving the students of Rio Mesa High School, who are #1 customers, and the best that we can do for them is the best that we can do for our community, and will result in an absolutely outstanding environment at Rio Mesa High School, and to repeat, a place where students can learn, teachers can teach, and we all interact with mutual respect. Thank you.
Good morning. And at Frontier High School this year, we're going to focus on implementing desire to learn. And we're going to do that because it's going to give us another resource to engage students. Thank you.
So, life is a highway, and it also has some tracks on it too. And so, it does. They run down here on Pacifica or Oxnard. So there's two rails. There's two rails to this track. And I will tell you, we simply cannot focus on the academic rail. We have to focus on the other rail, which is about significance and belonging, inspiring, getting kids excited, and realizing that the emotional part of coming to school and learning is really important. So it's the academic, it's the behavior, it's the emotional side, it's getting kids connected. Okay, we skipped that. Can we skip that slide, please? There was supposed to be a graphic there, I'm not sure. It's pretty slick, I like that. So, when we talk about behavior and emotions, I think it's really important to understand two paradigms here. One is a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. If we believe that students come to us and they're fixed in terms of their thinking, the way they approach their challenges, the obstacles, their effort, how they respond to criticism, and success with others, I think it's how you look at it and how the students look at it. If we look at it from a growth mindset, that they can get better, that they can change, that we can impact their lives versus that their mindset is fixed, they can't get any better, they come to us from our feeder schools, socially promoted, and they're not gonna get better. We really do have to focus on a growth mindset, and I think that's really, really critical. So how do we do this? I think our staff, we had 3 teachers work really, really hard to put together the freshman transition. When students come to us in 8th grade, they have got to get started on the right track, on the right road, which is academic and the emotional side. And they have to be successful. Failure is not an option. We have to make sure that they're doing well. We have to equip them with 21st century skills, eliminate failing grades, and we want to increase student achievement. The other area is that we're challenged with is that we gave this book, Turning Around Tools for a Teenage Brain, which I believe is really a powerful and easy book to read. And if we apply some of the concepts, because as you know, there's a new law that came into place January 1st that talks about alternative means of correction. And I know that Kathy Greaves and teachers in West Davis have been meeting in a committee to look at ways that we can address this. So building student relationship is the one thing that will make it easier on you. I truly believe that. And you have the ability, and I want to warn you, don't take the bait because kids tend to know how to push our buttons. Staff has the ability to de-escalate, learn how to get into the teenager's brain, and we've been working on a new electronic referral system so that we can monitor all the different activities, behavior, so that both the administrator, the counselors, and you are able to keep track of that. So the whole thing is, and this comes from Dennis Parker, you need to get students to like you, respect you, and you need to engage them. And they will do anything for you. So let's put all this together. This will be one of our final slides. The Board of Education has, in a recent governance workshop with the superintendent, these are the board's goals, and I'm going to go over those with you. And basically, it summarizes the areas that we need to focus on. So the first one is prepare students for college, career, life readiness with rigorous 21st century skills through the linked learning framework. And we'll be spending time talking about that later on. We are working towards transitioning to the Common Core standards to prepare for the Smarter Balance Assessment, which is going to be in 14-15. And that Smarter Balance Assessment, students must take on a computer. So we need to bring our technology of our students also up to speed. Close the achievement gap, specifically for English learners, students with disabilities, and socially economically disadvantaged. And I think this one's also important. Build administrative and teacher leadership capacity through professional learning communities. As Wes mentioned also earlier, and you should be aware of, that the local control funding formula, we are going to be funded in public education vastly different than the last 40 years. And so that's going to impact us. It's looking positive for us in terms of the funding that we're going to receive compared to other districts, because it's going to be based on supplemental funding and concentration. It's going to be based on students who are English learners, students who are qualified for free and reduced lunch, and also students who are foster. And the last one is we're continuing to do that. We're making great progress on the Camarillo High School that is ready to go in the fall of 2015 and maintain a facility infrastructure that supports after school and a positive learning environment. I think those goals are very well designed so that everything and anything we do fits in those goals. I'm going to leave you with one final video, and you need to kind of pay a little bit of attention because there's no one talking, and it's more of a visual. And it really should send a message about this year. So if you really paid attention and noticed that this was just a video that somebody snapshot out on an island, and someone had to take the lead. Someone stepped up. Have you ever put a dolphin back in the ocean? I haven't. So someone took the lead. Others followed. They didn't know what to do. They just said, hey, well, I gotta help these dolphins. And that's what we're in the business. Our kids are stranded on the road. And what we need to do is someone needs to take the lead to help them to make it through the day where they graduate. And I was really inspired by this video clip. And I think, again, it takes a whole village. A bunch of people just got up and just started participating because they knew it was the right thing to do. Thank you very much. Have a great year, and we look forward